Hello everybody, it is Captain Marty Brill here. Thursday, November the 20th. Time we roll around to one more Thursday, you know what we'll be doing. We'll be eating some turkey. And at my house, we'll be eating some fresh North Carolina caught shrimp. And we'll also be eating some fresh North Carolina caught venison. No telling what else. Anyway, but we got some stuff to talk about today. And at the end of our segment today, I'm going to give you a really great idea for a Christmas gift for someone in your life, that if you want something that will really be pleasing to the eye and a treasure to have, make sure you stick around to the end of today's segment. I'll be right back and I'll tell you what's going on in Hatteras.
Locally owned and operated since 1971, Billy's Seafood has been providing the locals and visitors of the Outer Banks with some of the freshest seafood you'll find. Not too far off the beaten path down Collington Road in KDH, Billy's Seafood has become a landmark for those seeking top-notch seafood at affordable prices. Billy's Seafood also has beer, wine, grandma's tuna salad, and other groceries as well. To see more, go online to billyseafoodobx.com. Billy's Seafood, putting fresh seafood on your table for over 50 years.
Catch the vibe at Fish Head's Bar and Grill at milepost 18.5 in South Nags Head on the Outer Banks Fishing Pier. Open through the Thanksgiving weekend, we are the Outer Banks hotspot for oceanfront dining and all the good times. Kick back with 40 beers on tap, a wide selection of wine and sake cocktails, and the famous happy hour shrimp daily from 4 until 6. Weekends come alive with live music while our open-air pier setting offers unbeatable ocean views. Don't miss out. Your OBX adventure starts at fishheadsobx.com.
So our offshore report, whether it be Hatteras or Oregon Inlet, was minimal. I could not find anybody that went fishing. Now, why they didn't go in Oregon Inlet did not seem to be a weather issue or Hatteras. It really just seemed to be, this is the time of year when there are just not many boats booked. We did have some very good live bait king mackerel fishing in Hatteras. That is fun. And I'm going to tell you something. I could show you how to take a Hatteras king mackerel and how to do a butterfly steak. And if it was fresh, I'd pan fry that thing or throw it on the grill, and you'd be wanting to go out the next day to catch you a boatload of them. But what you do is you take the fillet off and leave the skin on it. King mackerel really don't have scales like we're used to. Wash it off a little bit. Lay it skin side down on your cutting table and cut a 2-inch section of that fillet. 2-inch section. This is how you do it for butterfly steak. A traditional steak would be to go all the way down through the vertebrae and steak it that way. This is not what we're doing. We're filleting, leave the skin on, skin side down on your cutting board, and cut a 2-inch piece off that fillet. Then at the 1-inch mark, or at the middle mark of that piece of fillet, you cut down to the skin, but not through the skin. So you're going to score it right in the middle, right down to the skin, and stop. Then you pick that piece up and it will fold back around on itself. That 2-inch fillet is now basically a 2-inch fillet with a 1-inch mark in it, and you'll bend that fillet around and it will fold back on itself. It makes a beautiful steak that way. And once it's cooked, a fork will just pull those quarters off of it in rounds. They look like scallop when you do it that way. And that's the way to cook a king mackerel in my book. There's lots of other ways. Makes great fish salad too, by the way. So they had some kings. Oregon Inlet fleets had pretty decent blackfin tuna fishing, but again, the effort is getting to be really small. I'm really grateful for Rom Whitaker down in Hatteras. Rom has helped me for a long time on the release on his charter boat down there with fishing reports, and also thankful to Captain Barry Daniels on the end game out of Oregon Inlet. Never minds me calling to get idea. These guys know the importance of promoting our charter fishery. It enables a lot of people to go out and go fishing, and they're two of the best in the business. Pier and surf fishing, we're seeing a trend towards smaller drum, mostly slot-sized drum, puppy drum, red drum. Those would be red drum. A few black drum, but both the Nags Head Pier and Jeanette's Pier had a good day yesterday on sea mullet, spot, and some speckled trout, although they were small. So that was good. When we're seeing that, that's fun fishing. When it's calm and you can go out there with a double hook bottom rig and do well. And they're not the only ones that did that. Down in Avon, we continue to see along the Hatteras Island beaches really good sea mullet fishing. In some cases, really, really good. I saw a couple different pictures, coolers full of sea mullet. sea mullet also highly regarded for its eating, really, really good to eat. But there were other things going on too. I was talking to Kara from Red Drum Tackle last night, and she told me that there's still a lot of drum to be caught, mostly in the slot, but there's still a few big ones around, and she doesn't feel like that's over quite yet. But we had puppy drum, black drum, blowtoads, and the sea mullet kind of scattered all up and down the Hatteras Island beaches. So those are the sea mullet reports I have. I don't doubt that they caught some up on the northern beaches as well. It was pretty good. So we'll take a little break, and I'll be right back to talk to you about some speckled trout fishing in the backcountry.
Ready to enjoy the Outer Banks the way it was meant to be enjoyed? Then you're ready to take the whole family to Jeanette's Pier in Nags Head. Start with a walk on the 1,000-foot-long pier to watch the sunrise, or a reel in the catch of the day. Some of the best fishing on the East Coast is right here at Jeanette's Pier. Plus, Jeanette's Pier plays host to various events throughout the year, including professional surfing events. For the best day you'll have on the Outer Banks, go to Jeanette'sPier.net or give us a call at 252-255-1501. Jeanette's Pier, milepost 16 and a half, Nags Head.
Okay, in the backcountry, we had a good speckled trout bite. Again, I talked to Gray Davis. He's a good contact. He has hide guides. He actually lives right down the street from me in Fairfield. Really, really good speckled trout fishing for him. Now, when it's really good for him, he's the best in the business. He also is very helpful and willing to share some information. And the information is you got to go put in your time. But one of the things we know is that if you want to catch speckled trout, you book a backcountry guide, a reputable backcountry guide, do your due diligence, do a little homework, make sure they're legit. But that's a really good way to speed up what you're doing on the speckled trout bite. But he's out fishing the Pamlico and its estuaries, and he is doing really, really good on the speckled trout bite. There's also a good speckled trout bite below Wanchese. The numbers are not like they were, but there is a little bit more variety. There are still some bluefish over on this side of the sound. And the backside of Hatteras Island, it's just that the charters, the guided trips or bookings are falling off. But there is a good fleet of backcountry boats over there or down there out of Teach's Lair Marina, Hatteras Harbor, Odenstock. There's several groups down there that do that. And there'll be more than willing to take you fishing. All you got to do is call a major marina, and I would recommend Teach's Lair Marina in this case because I know they're backcountry guides, and see if they have an opening. You can do a half day. A great morning on the Outer Banks would be Thanksgiving morning. Some are going to go duck hunting. That's traditional. Some are going to go deer hunting. That would be me. But some, you could get a half a day guided trip on the sound and be back to the dock at 11 o'clock in the morning and probably have some speckled trout, puppy drum, sheephead, and bluefish to cook with your Thanksgiving dinner. So keep that in mind. Just an idea for you. The last thing I wanted to tell you, Christmas idea. If you really want, I started out today's segment talking about something really cool. So down at Red Drum Tackle, when I was talking to Kara, her son Bobby Eakes, he's a great rod builder, and a custom built rod is probably the supreme gift for an angler and your family. Now, they build them all, from a speckled trout rod to a 130-pound class offshore rod. But you're not going to get that done in time for Christmas. But what you can do is present a really nice gift certificate and let your person, the person you're buying this rod for, let them choose the colors and the details of what they want and give them their own custom built rod. It's something that if they take care of it, they'll pass it on to your grandkids. And everybody, the heavy heavers are one that they really build a lot of, but a nice speckled trout rod with pretty wrap on it, and Bobby's really, really talented, would be an idea. So think about that. A custom built rod, Red Drum Tackle right there in Buxton, and go in there and see Bobby. Tell him Captain Marty sent you, and tell him you find out the details about getting a custom rod. He'll steer you in the right direction. You'll be glad you went. That's our report for you today. I hope the good Lord blesses you richly.